Hi, and welcome to another edition of Enlightened Espresso. I'm once again with Master Chung. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We were talking a little bit off camera about water and the importance of water in spirituality. Mm-hmm. Can you talk to me about spirituality and water and why so often that symbolism arises when we talk about growing our spirit?
Right. One of the big texts in spirituality is the Tao Te Ching. Tao Te Ching was written by Lao Tzu 5,000 years ago. And in one of the chapters, talking about, he said the highest goodness is like water. It's always benefits all living beings, but it never fight. And then he go on to say that if you be in the position you want to be as a serving position very low, you don't fight with anyone. Going on with that. And it was one of the very key concepts when we practice spirituality. We want to be like water, very fluid and very gentle, never create any trouble. And water, now, California, we need water. We are in a drought. But if we focus water, like in the power wash, the machine, it has a lot of power. And hydropower, right? And so it's give us the range of images, but the sages chose the image of very gentle, very kind, and always going very deep. And you can keep digging the ground, the water keep flowing to the very deep. And in the five elements being the wood, the fire, the earth, the metal, and the water. Water is the ending of the cycle of the five elements. Always the elements, everything come back. And without water, no life. And in spirituality, without the water element, which is kindness, compassion, there's no spirituality.
So in Christianity, baptism involves water, right?
Exactly.
And
always.
The washing away our sins, for example.
Right. Yeah.
And in meditation...
And that water is compassion, is the grace from God that's washing out all the sins.
That's compassion, forgiveness, all of those
traits. In Buddhist term, yeah.
Okay. And tell me, though, and they use it in Judaism, they use it in Catholicism, they use it in all of Christianity, but even in Buddhism during meditation...
We could do that as well.
There's purification through water. Can you talk me through that?
Sure. But before I talk about it, let me tell you one of my experience. It's just wonderful. I was in New York last week, and I visited the World Trade Center Memorial, and there's two big holes, the footing of the two towers. The Israeli-American architects created to show the emptiness. So you don't see the building, you just see the square. And the water, they have water flowing down. You have been there? The water flowing down and they keep flowing, and then there's a smaller circle, smaller square inside at the center. So the big square and go in, and then smaller square. So the water coming down and coming down. But at the center of that square, the lights shoot up every month at the ninth of every month. So I look at that, I thought, wow, that is a good symbolism for Buddhists like us to see that the people who perished during 9/11, now they come in to become the water. And the water flow to the depth, and the depth from there become the light, the blue light. Wonderful, wonderful symbolism. And I thought, I resonate that with the Buddhist principle and the practice that we do. We sit in meditation, but we visualize the water go inside the body and go all the organs, and the water keep going deeper and deeper. All the organs, all the muscles, muscular system here, the nervous system, the bones, and finally it going down to the ground. But the water, as we keep focus on the water keep going deeper and deeper. The whole practice is, if we keep following the water, we will oblivious the existence of the body. So first, the body becomes transparent. The more we focus on the water and the root system, meaning it connects with all the roots, the more we have less pay attention to the body. So supposedly, if you follow the water deep down, then the body seems to be disappear. you experience the emptiness of the body. But that is pretty much depend on how you follow the water going down. And the water going down, all the way down, there's no ending to it.
Well, and you talked about the water giving you that sense of emptiness. Can you
When it's
explain,
going down, yeah.
When it goes down and you visualize it going back to the earth, which I think also creates some connectedness with the earth.
With all the roots, all the living beings, yes.
Okay, and so as we think about that sense of emptiness, why is that a goal? Why is that helpful in your spirituality?
Actually, we are not thinking about being empty, being transparent. That is a byproduct. The real product is the water keep going down and nurture the roots. If you visualize your own roots, then that roots grow lotus. If you visualize the roots of other people, then the water nurture all the other seeds and roots under the ground. In other words, the importance of seeing ourselves and have the water is to purify. So instead of having anyone purify ourselves, we can do it now. So we can see that the sin from the liver is anger. The sin from the heart is too much jealousy. The sin from this pancreas is too much worry. You start to see that, right? So you're going through it. So we recognize the inside. We recognize everything's inside of us. And that is the point. The point is to cleanse everything inside so we don't have the feeling that I'm powerless. I have to look for someone to help me. But I can see myself in the process and I can free myself, purify myself completely and more. And as the water, I try to go down and go deeper and deeper and go forever deeper and connect with all the roots and nurture the roots. The water will be absorbed into the root system of many other living beings. So in other words, by being absorbed by others, trees and plants, I'm basically empty. I go into becoming part of all other systems.
And you're empty and everywhere at the same time?
Yes. But you can see that the water no longer just the water. The water now incorporated into every trees and plants. And that's how we define emptiness. Emptiness, we don't define that because we don't have the body, but we define emptiness because we become one with all living beings, with the systems.
One of the things people say about you most when I introduce you or to all of your followers is that you are calm. How does water...
You mean they don't see me get angry?
You don't. And you're always smiling, but they say you bring them this sense of calm, this sense of peace. And that makes them want to be around you. And does water and the purification and all the things you talk about, does that play into that feeling?
I believe so. I believe so. The very important thing about the practice is that the more and more, you don't want to have the sense of being emptiness like the ancient teaching would say that, okay, you meditate and then you get into the state of emptiness. That's one way to go, to be completely empty. Sunyata. The way that we do is as you practice water, the water become people. And because of that, why do I have to angry with you? Because you are also part of the system, right? You are one of the tree. She is one of the tree, he is one of the tree in the forest. And the water now fit into the trees in the forest. The water is gone. The tree become the water become the trees. I am water and now I am you. So why do you have to angry with you?
And
right?
And that you
So that you see that sense of emptiness there is so different from the sense of emptiness we call sunyata, that you meditate until your body is completely disappear, your mind disappear, thought disappear, nothing else, you rise above all of that. That's a different kind of meditation. So we play two kinds of meditation, but in the water meditation, I feel it's easier and it's easy to practice and easy to get people to feel right away, and people can open their heart to all the living beings. Otherwise, a lot of time when we try to practice emptiness, then what happens is after you get out of emptiness, you don't feel connected to people. You feel so aloof and aloft.
Talk to me a little bit about visualization during meditation, because so much of what you described today involves getting your mind to visualize certain scenarios, different circumstances, different flowing through your body, through nature, etc. Talk to me about the importance of visualization and how that helps you gain traction spiritually.
What you see become the reality.
Explain.
What you see, you watch movie, and you see how you watch it. Movie is a visual aid for visualization, because you cannot visualize it. People have to show you the pictures, the images, and yet you internalize what is inside that images, the content of the movie. You internalize it one way or the other. You play games for 10, 20 hours, and you internalize all the movement and all the internal rules and everything, and then suddenly you become part of that game.
So we become what we visualize?
Pretty much. Whatever you focus on, whatever you put all the times on, whatever all the visualization is we create the reality. We create not a virtual reality, we create really reality within our head. And so the danger is virtual reality is something is virtual. It's created, it's artificial, and sometimes it has no regard for your feeling, for your compassion, or your deep sense of being. It takes away your sense of being. Visualization is different, in reverse. You visualize the eternal principle, the connectedness with people, the compassion. Be a water, you feed and you nurture a tree, a plant. That's what we do in real life. We nurture others. And so visualization and virtual reality is two separate set of growth. And building a whole different, this is very artificial, and it cannot build your compassion. But you visualize yourself as the water, you soon will realize how compassionate you can be and how concerned you for others' well-being, beings. Because you realize slowly how we are all connected. We are not only one tree, we are a whole forest now. And that is the feeling that sometimes I think many of our students really resonate with, because if they meditate a lot and they start to take up actions. Oh, I'm doing this, I do this charity, I help people, this, do that. And why do they do that? The connectedness push them into it. And therefore the symbolism of water is huge. It's not only the highest goodness, but it's the symbol of connectedness, the need for life, and build very deep life.
And so Ralph, the writer, Ralph Waldo Emerson said that as I am, so I see. I kind of hear you saying, as I see, so I am.
Well, pretty much the same. And thank you for the quote, because I'm keep forgetting the name of the person. Emerson,
Well, we appreciate your time here today. Will join us again in other episodes of Enlightened Espresso. So thank you so much.